Hi, it's James from Val Wyatt Marine. Today I'm going to show you around this stunning Intercruiser 29. It's got a really unusual interior which I'm looking forward to showing you. But at the moment, while we're up on deck, I just want to talk to you about what space it gives you. As you can probably see from the video, hopefully, these have a very large foredeck. These are lovely day weekender boats, and if you've got lots of guests on board, this area up here is a great place if you have beanbags or cushions for your guests to sit and enjoy the view as you go along the river. So let's get you down in the cockpit and show you around. So come down into the cockpit. Ben's filming down there on the swim platform. There's really easy access into the cockpit by a nice transom door, so if you're stern to boarded, it's very easy to get into the cockpit. We've got Jamie at the helm so that we can film and we can just enjoy the view. Very comprehensive helm on this boat, bow and stern thrusters. These are really powerful, so the boat is extremely manoeuvrable even if you're new to boating. It's also fitted with the Raymarine speed and depth. We've just got the cover off of that, and you've also got an electronic throttle with the Yanmar engine. It's a Yanmar 110 horsepower, it's 110 horsepower, and that's on a shaft drive. So these sort of river speeds, you can see how relaxed it is to be at the helm. Jamie is barely having to put any steering input in. The boat just glides along effortlessly. The 29 is all about cockpit space, so you're starting to get a feel for the space that we've got. And it's set up in an L-shaped configuration. So if you've got a big crowd of guests on board, it's really nice that you can have one crowd sat around there, around the table, and then the L shape comes round to where Jamie is lounging over there, and you have your extra guests around there. So these are incredibly social, and I speak from experience of being out on one of these with a crowd of friends, and it is a lovely place to be. Just talk about the other things you've got in the cockpit. You've got these loose armrests and drinks holders. That's great. There's two more down below. If you've got people on board, and it just gives a nice separation for people and somewhere to put your drink. You've also got a cockpit up here. Sorry, a galley up in the cockpit. So you've got a sink there with hot and cold, mixer tap, and 2-burner gas hob. Down below, you've got a fridge there, and then there is a secondary drawer fridge along here. So you've got a lot of people on board with drinks. You've got that as well. Just worth mentioning that you've got heating, so the boat is fitted with diesel-fired warm air heating, and you have got outlets up in the cockpit. So even if you're out at the end of the season, you've still got a little bit of warmth up here. We're going to go down below, and I'm going to show you that the boat's fitted with an inverter, but just worth mentioning that you've got 240 outlets that come either off the shore power or off the inverter. Before we go down, I'm just going to give you a look forward, and one of the things we want to talk about is where you could use this boat. It's a fantastic boat for the Thames, but it's worthwhile mentioning that it has folding windscreens, and it also has incredibly low air draft, which will give you the capacity to go way up the Thames or also be great on the Norfolkbroads. So it is a boat that's quite flexible. There's about 2 meters of air draft, so look at your bridge heights and that will give you what you need to know. Before we go down below, here's the big thing about this boat. After it came from the factory, it had all the timber work varnished to a high gloss standard by a local wooden boat builders, Henwood Dean. If you're on YouTube, we're going to put a link to their website in the description, but they are renowned throughout the country for their high standard, and I'm hoping on the video that the standard of this is going to come across. So all of that woodwork inside the cabin has been varnished by Henwood Dean, and you can see how beautiful it's looking. The boat looks and feels brand new. There is a table, a secondary table to go in that position there. So the cabin you can have, it's a folding table. It's just in that cupboard at the moment. So you can have that as, if you've got poor weather, you can sit down here and eat or have a drink or a coffee. And you've got that double berth up top, which is really wide. In terms of sleeping, we've had people sleep on these boats in various different ways. You can sleep in a V configuration with your head up here and your feet down there. We have had some people who sleep across, so it's quite flexible. We'll just show you the storage in here and that beautiful table you can see there on the pole. You've got wardrobe storage under there. And the idea of these side benches, as well as somewhere to sit while you're at that table, is that if you've got children, you can take that off of there. And then that forms an occasional berth because you can put your legs up under there. So that's quite a clever little bit of use of space. Over onto this side, you've got all the breaker switches that not that I mentioned, but there's the breaker switches. It was actually the charger and inverter that I mentioned earlier. So that gives the boat battery management system and the inverter, as I mentioned, so that you've got 240 when you are away from shore power. It's also got warm air heating that I mentioned earlier. More storage there in that cupboard. Also in the step there, you've got some storage. Nice wine racks there, and then I'll take you through into the heads and shower. So this is a wet room. You can see the drain there, and the mixer tap attaches onto a shower there. So that's that. Another extra fit to this boat is these lovely Hymac worktops. So it's like a composite finish like Corian, and it matches in on the galley there. So we're just going to round off. I've actually been allowed to take the helm, which is great, and I just wanted to bring the last few points to your attention. Seating height in this boat, the cockpit height is perfect for just enjoying the view as we are today. Really deep seat backs, so sat here as we are, it's just a really comfortable, relaxed place to be. I think the woodwork as well, I want to just loop back to that. It is so stunning. I really would recommend it. Anybody that's interested in seeing the boat to come and see it in person, because the standard of the finish really is phenomenal. So the boat's available at our Wargrave Marina on the Thames. If you're on YouTube, we'll put a link in the description. If you're on our website, do give us a ring. We'd love to show you around the boat. It really is very special.